of 3 semis. So everything really has much higher stakes for all of these teams.
And as much and as obviously usap-usapan yan that these teams are trying to ease into this tournament because of the long break.
Mhm.
You can't afford too much, in terms of taking your time, getting your bearings in this PVL Open Conference. All right, let's talk about the newcomers. They have been absent. They were absent in sports in general for 7 years, from 2010 to 2017. Formerly from the PSL, they have now joined as the newcomers here in the Premier Volleyball League. And this is the big three that will banner this jacked up Santa.
Literally big names and very tall players as well. You have here, of course, Mika Reyes, Maiza Pontillas, and MJ Phillips. These are already household names, for volleyball fans out there. So, kilalang kilala, inaabangan, and these are the 3 players who we expect to deliver for Santa Lucia.
And not only that, these are multi-awarded individually, especially when you talk about Mika Reyes and Maiza Pontillas moving over to Santa Lucia. Well, a lot of people are so happy with the fact that they're saying Santa Lucia won the free agency with Maiza, and then Mika Reyes, they're saying, of course, she is already part of Santa Lucia, but in reality, she's only played a handful of games since she joined in February. I think, in her own words, she said 4 or 5 games pa lang ang nilalaro niya. So technically, she is really a newcomer still coming into this year.
Yes, you are right, Boom, definitely. And I guess for many, the biggest question and what people anticipate to see is how well they will play together with the rest of the squad. But, again, like what we said, these are very big names. Mika Reyes, a lot of people, inaabangan din talaga yan. She's been part of the national team several times, has played in the Asian Games, the Southeast Asian Games, and, we just hope her to bring, this experience also here on court. And there you can see MJ Phillips.
Yes,
also.
Margiana Phillips, who has had her encounters with injuries, obviously, in the past. But here's the thing. This is going to be the first time that she's going to be with a stacked lineup. And then there were the 4 former Petrogas players also who are joining this team. That's one of them, Jonas Sabete. You're looking at Jovi Prado also, and we'll talk about them a little later on. There's Kai Nepomuceno Balwalwa also in the, and DJ Cheng also, di ba? Lahat yan. Tama, galing Petrogas Angels who are joining Santa Lucia. And ironically, Ann, the Petrogas Angels were the last team that the Creamline Cool Smashers met in 2019 in the championship.
So definitely very interesting combination of
Right.
players that we will see here. Quite interesting to see also maybe more balance to help also the big guns as we would call them for the lineup of Santa Lucia. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are interested to see them in action and see how they will battle it out with Creamline today.
Kai Balwalwa said, sila ang nagsilbing scouting report daw ni Coach Orculio dahil sila yung huling nakalaban ng Creamline Cool Smashers in the finals of the Open Conference in 2019. Now, speaking of the Creamline Cool Smashers who are, again, on opening day making their debut here, it's been a while for their fans, and they are obviously stacked, and they even got better if that's even possible. But we begin with the big 3 names that we have, and Remulla Can.
Yep, just the faces, very familiar faces. Valdez Morado and Galanza, the big names, the stars of Creamline, who had they made waves previously, and of course people looking forward to how they would perform again today. And what's very interesting with this team is that it's a multi-awarded team. So it's not just them having the championships previously, but these 3 players are also title holders. Conference MVP in for Eliza Valdez, 3-time PVL Conference MVP. You have Gia Morado, who's also a 3-time PVL Finals MVP, and Gemma Galanza. We saw and we witnessed this, how she really stepped up. In the absence of Valdez during that year, she was a 2019 Open Conference MVP.
And you make a good point about Gemma Galanza, because if you're Gemma and you are coming off probably your best season with Creamline Cool Smashers, being awarded what she was awarded in that last conference, And then the pandemic happens, obviously, nasira yung momentum niya, no? So it will be interesting to see again how she gets back into that form because she was really incredible the last time out against Petrogas Angels. And of course, we all know the duo of Eliza and Gia and how they play beautiful music together. But they also got better, and they had a couple of recruits here that, just like Santa Lucia, who had 4, we have a couple here who are big names too in their own right.
Fresh, as we would say, really fresh. Carlos joining, in the team. More youth, if we may say, more youth to add here.
That's Carlos, yung sinasabi natin. Ano? Of course, we have the regulars there. Risa Sato will be there. Rose Vargas is going to be there. Sherwin Meneses, by the way, will be serving as coach for them. As Ella, the elevator, Eliza Valdez told me a couple of days ago, they have to watch out for this girl this season. And she didn't tell me why. She just said, just watch out for her this season. Isn't that intriguing, Andrew?
It is intriguing, but we've also seen how she has Panaga on our screens right now. But it's also interesting because